have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit. I kind of get this one there.
Right.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me, one more time.
Right.
We good now?
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl here, MJ's Leah. Welcome to the channel. So yes, we're gonna talk about the latest thing that's going on around with Diddy. We're gonna be talking about the memes. We're gonna talk about the people who are shocked and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know p.diddy was like this," and blasey, and all the other drama that's around it. I'm only gonna pick a few things because this case has a lot of people involved, but I'm only gonna pick and talk about certain things that's going on around this case. But I am going to talk about the latest news around it. It's about this 9-year-old, and that's why I need to speak about it. I also want people, before I even go any further in this conversation, on my channel, I have talked about human trafficking. I talked about it with Pornhub, the guy who owns Pornhub, how he got exposed. I also talked about Andrew Tate as well. And then I talked about p.diddy, and with them there, I talked about, with p.diddy, I also talked about Jeffrey Epstein as well. I also talked about how 50 celebs had tried to support Danny Masterson, the dude who played off the 70 show. All these people are involved with, S-AIM people, right? They're not accused of, human trafficking, but they have done things too where they sexually, I don't want to say the word, but S-aid, people against their, did things against people's will as well. So I want to bring that out for people who come to my channel and be like, "Oh, you guys only talk about Diddy?" Absolutely not. I talk about everybody, honey. So before I go any further, I want to show a clip from Bernie Mac. The reason why I'm showing this because I want you guys to understand that Hollywood has been like this for centuries. Ever since it was created, it's been like this. I've been doing research on Hollywood ever since my mom talked to me about it, ever since I was a 13-year-old, ever since I was aware of my surroundings. I always want to be in the entertainment business. And I have done modeling, and I have tried, I took modeling and acting classes with people who were professionals from the entertainment business. And I will tell you that the things that my mom had told me and warned me about the entertainment business, I kind of saw it, and this is what drew me out of it. And I thank God every day for my mom protecting me from Hollyweird. But I want you guys to see this clip of Bernie Mac, and then we're going to discuss some things around p.diddy case.
Real steady.
Actually, on the lap, you're sitting. Did you wait?
No.
It would be her. Abby, isn't Jeremy on the other side? Where am I? I'm gonna show you. Ow! All right, Bernie. He's actually gonna sit on your lap. No. Okay. Do we have it alcohol?
You put your shoulder.
Real steady.
Actually.
Okay, so did you peep that? So Hollyweird, this is why they call it Hollyweird for a reason. They does things like this. Please don't act like you guys don't know what's going on with Hollywood. That's why they call it Hollyweird. I've been warned about it ever since I was a 13-year-old. Like I say, I try to go in entertainment business, and this is how they try to do things. They try to do things in a sly way. So let me read this person says, were they trying to put him in a compromising position? And this clip shows producers tried to make the young man sit on Bernie Mac's lap after he repeatedly tells them no. This is why people call it Hollywood, and you can read the comments here. If you want to pause and read it. And it says he instantly said no. Bernie wasn't going for that ish. So just to give you an example what this whole topic is going to be about, and how people maneuver, how they manipulate, and how they try to get you to do things. So allegedly that's what Diddy did. Now there are some new allegations around this, and it's talking about Diddy allegedly SA'd a 9-year-old boy, accuser attorney's claims. So one of Diddy's attorneys, Erica Wolf, tells TMZ, as Mr. Combs' legal team has emphasized, he cannot address every allegations in what has become a reckless media circus. That said, Mr. Combs epically and categorically denies as false and defamatory in any claim that he SA'd anyone, including minors. He looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence, not speculation. Diddy is about to be hit with a lawsuit for SA and abuse, and a Houston-based law firm representing 120 accusers is telling some of their stories for the first time, including allegations Diddy SA a 9-year-old boy. So let me play this for you guys. This is recent. It's allegedly 120 accusers. Okay, for the people out here saying that this is a distraction, and I've talked about, that's why I show you my page. I've talked about human trafficking. It deals with a lot. I'll go over human trafficking, how the way it works and what it breaks down to, and why is it so many people involved, because I don't believe it's just Diddy. I'm gonna just put that out there. I believe there's other people involved with him. But let me play this video for you.
Let me share with you a few, just kind of give you a sense of the kind of cases and the kind of instances that people are calling and reporting that we are trying to corroborate, vet, and these are the ones that we've already corroborated, vetted, and collected evidence on. This individual, who was 9 years old at the time, was taken to an audition in New York City with Bad Boy Records. Other boys were there to audition as well. All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean Combs and several other people at the studio, in the promise to both his parents and to him himself of getting a record deal. Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him. Another incident, an individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged, and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual, minor, was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her.
So that's from Fox 26 Houston. If you go look it up, you can get a longer video of that, but I just want you to hear a clip of that. Attorney Tony BUZZBEE says a wave of lawsuits will be filed against Diddy in the next 30 days, including from an accuser who claims he was only 9 years old when Diddy and others SA'd him at the Bad Boy Records studio in New York City. BUZZBEE claims Diddy lured the 9-year-old to an audition with a promise of record deal and then allegedly SA'd him. Remember, I told you earlier before this video started, I went and did like auditions. I auditioned for a lot of things, and just weird things was happening there, where you ask people, if you were to get this part, where would you stay at? You know, if you were to pursue this career, where would you stay at? And they would tell you you have to go stay at somebody's mansion. You have to go live with somebody, which I thought that was weird. This is how they do it. They you go to these auditions, and I'm not saying that everyone is bad in Hollywood, but it's just weird that you can't put a person in their own apartment. Sheep. You know, you can't give them their own place. And I've heard of this before from other people who went to an audition for modeling or acting, music. You know, it's the same thing. You know I had a friend who can sing her behind off. She turned down a lot of things. She's a singer. And I love her voice, very beautiful, but she turned down a lot of record deals because it just didn't sound right. She had to get up and move and go stay with the manager in his place. So I just want to let you know this is how they lure you. So we're going to play this next part.
The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, or album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they called a puppy party, the all-white party, although several of these events occurred at auditions. Many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape, or even let them read for Sean Combs. There's been a lot of reports that we're filing a class action. This is not a class action. Class action is when one or two people file a case on behalf of a group of people. That's not this. These cases will be individual cases. Each case will live and die on its own merit. These cases will be filed individually, one plaintiff against whoever the defendants were involved in the case. Each case may be filed in one venue like California, another case may be filed in New York. One case may sue just Sean Combs, but multiple other people. One case may sue a range of people. I would expect most, though, to be filed, as I said, in New York and Los Angeles. Now, I know this. Many of you came here thinking or hoping or perhaps believing that I may start naming names. Well, that day will come, but it won't be today. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. The claims we intend to bring will include the following: violent sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment, sexual abuse of minors. Given the large volume of cases, and given our other docket obligations, and given the fact that we want to be sure when we file these cases that they are fully vetted, I expect we'll start filing these cases against Sean Combs and other perpetrators within the next 30.
All right, so I just told you, I believe that there's way more people involved. I've always said that with human trafficking. I've talked about this in the past. It involves a lot of people. When people are coming out, victims are coming out and saying that this person did this to me and hold me against my will. It took me from one state to the next and made me forced to do things and, put substance on me, had me under the influence. most times you have to have more people involved to contain all these people. It can't be just one person doing all this by himself. That's inhumanly impossible. So he just said that there's going to be more names coming out, and we already hear the names coming out as to what's going on. I'm going to get into that later on. It says, in addition, BUZZBEE claims his law firm will be filing suit on behalf of other accusers who claim they were minors when Diddy, abused them, including others. Another who says Diddy forced them to perform OS. BUZZBEE says another accuser was 15 years old when they were flown out to NYC to attend a party where they were under the influence and taken into a private room with Diddy, where he allegedly raped her before others took turns having their way with her. Shan Combs charged in Manhattan federal court with trafficking and other federal offenses. This is BUZZBEE speaking here again. A big-time attorney who has sued a bunch of celebs, including Travis Scott, Chris Brown. BUZZBEE claims his clients were raped, SA and SE by Diddy and his associates, and he says they were typically forced to consume a drink that was laced with other uh, other substance that would put you under the influence, a horse tranquilizer. As we reported, BUZZBEE law firm announced Friday they were repping more than 50 alleged victims who came forward with gut-wrenching stories about what went down at Diddy's alleged freak-off parties. BUZZBEE described the mind-boggling allegations as debauchery and depravity and exacted by powerful people. As acted by powerful people, and now he says there are 120 accusers who will be filing individual lawsuits against Diddy and others. Diddy and others. So I'm just letting you guys know. Before I go any further, I want to discuss a little bit about human trafficking. I think a lot of people are confused. I was confused until I started dibbing and dabbing in human trafficking when I started looking at documentaries about it years ago. And I started to want to know more about it. How can you protect yourself from things like this? So, like I said, I talked about this 3 years ago about child endangerment, trafficking, dozen of women's lawsuit against Pornhub, and this is when I started to. I gotta stop saying that word. um, they don't like it when you use that word, YouTube. But this is where I started to start digging into human trafficking. So right here it says human trafficking, gender differences, similarities, and trends. So this right here, it gives you a whole lot of facts about human trafficking, and it breaks it down in details as to who are the victims. And it would amaze you that it can be women and children, people who are immigrants, refugees. Um, hate to break it to you guys, the LGBTQ community can be affected by this as well. Individuals with a history of rape, and domestic violence. I just tell you, people who have problems. Individuals from low incomes, individuals foster care, homeless, runaway, environmental refugees, and individuals subject to natural disasters, individuals living in unstable political climates, individuals with disabilities. So it tells you that who are the victims. So I want people to be aware of this. And it says, who are the human traffickers? It brings out that transitional, national, or local criminal victims, neighbors, friends, your family members, village chiefs, returnees, or romantic partners. Agriculture operators own the small or medium-sized business or large factories, pimps and brothel owners, independent operators, diplomatic families, police, government authorities, military, individual members of peacekeeping mission. I want you guys to keep I'm going to keep drilling this in every time I talk about human trafficking. I'm going to keep bringing this up. This is very important. It can be anybody around you who's a human trafficking, and they're just laughing in your face, and they're just waiting for you to feel desperate, where they're like, do you need some money? Do you need help? I've had somebody before who came on my Instagram and asked me if I needed a whole lot of money. I will pay you for your service. Report them very quickly. That's human trafficking vibes. Anytime when somebody comes and tell you that I can give you some money, I can help you out, and that's guy or woman. I don't care who you are. Because men too, they can force you to help them even though they want to. They'll tell you, I'll harm your family. That's what Diddy did. He allegedly told these victims, I will harm your family if you say anything to anybody, or I will harm you. That's what people do when they're doing human trafficking. He's not doing this by himself. I keep saying that over and over again. Now, Naomi Campbell and P.D.'s dating rumors came in again. I just found that out. And it says, in the wake of serious allegations made against Diddy, both Naomi and Janet, 58, removed snaps from the party. Now, as Diddy makes headlines again with serious charges relating to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, which he denies. The Mirror takes a look at the friendship between Naomi and Diddy, including rumors of past romance. So, they said that Megan Fox, Usher, Pink deleted social media accounts. Remember, Usher said that he got hacked. So this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to cover it up. So now they're trying to say, oh, we fact check, y'all. Guess what? These celebrities are innocent. They said Megan Fox unfollows everyone and wipes her Instagram clean as she marks her 30th birthday. Okay. January, they said that she did this January 11th. Megan Fox quit Twitter after 1 week. Okay. Carrying Tommy, February 9th. Pink wants to move here and make wine. So they're trying to give you like reasons why they deleted their account. And then it says Megan Fox SS. I think she went to her X account, Twitter account, September the 24th, and then Usher repost X post. Because, yeah, Usher talked about how somebody hacked into his account. So they're trying to fact check because they want us to believe that all these celebrities out here are innocent. Nope, I want to know what's going on at these parties. And I want to know who's involved if this happened. If this happened. Allegedly. That's what they said. Now, going back to Naomi, because I'm going to talk about Naomi and Oprah for a little bit. If you guys did not know, Naomi was accused of setting up young women. She's been on the Jeffrey Epstein list. See that name keeps coming back? It's kind of funny how every time I talk about p.diddy, Jeffrey Epstein comes back. She's been on that list too. And I'm going to play a little bit of this video. Probably might play all of it for you guys. But this is by The Petty Show. Go check them out. They make good content. But let me play this video for you guys of people who are cute. Because this is another way. You want to know why I'm playing this? This is another way how human traffickers, this is how they get people. Like I said, they manipulate you. You want something. And they know you want something. This is a TikToker that's accusing Naomi of trying to hook her up with other men without her knowing. This is what people do. And people are like, this is not human trafficking. This is just easy. There's nothing wrong with this. It is something wrong with it if I was her age, a young woman who's in my early 20s, and you're trying to get me to be around 50-year-olds and 60-year-olds, something is wrong with that. And trying to do it in a sly way. This is how they do it. So let me play this audio for you guys. And remember, Naomi hangs around who? She hanged around P.D. and she hanged around Jeffrey Epstein. Your friends tells you what you need to know. Friends tell you what you need to know about them. Just letting you guys know that. Let me play this audio for you guys.
And she introduced me to a lot of people. She made me feel special. She did a lot of things for me.
Y'all need to understand this is something that happened since I was 19. My goal is now happiness.
You were not aware of Epstein activities. Did you know who he was?
Yes, I knew him. I was introduced to him for my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend Flavio.
Something bizarre is going on with all these Naomi Campbell stories, and some disturbing rumors are going around that Naomi might be setting up young women and working as a recruiter for shady, powerful men. These stories have been floating around for a while now, especially after it was revealed that Naomi was listed in the Jeffrey Epstein documents. But it's not just Epstein. Naomi was also linked to Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, Harvey Weinstein, and Diddy, to name just a few. So of course fans are wondering why Naomi seems to enjoy the company of people who have been either accused or convinced of some seriously messed up things. And then on top of that, a Kenyan comedian, Elsa Majimbo, recently reignited this conversation when she shared a viral video revealing how Naomi introduced her to some high-profile people in Hollywood and how they later had a falling out. So how come there is always something with Naomi? Why is her name brought up every time when it involves some nefarious activity? Let's break it down.
Naomi took care of me the whole entire time. We were staying on the beach, we were doing this, and then...
Alright, so in case you only know Naomi Campbell as one of the most successful supermodels in history and you're not familiar with her mean girl reputation, well, you're in for a treat because Naomi has a long history of mistreating others. In fact, between 1998 and 2009, she was convicted several times for putting her hands on people. In 2000, she pleaded guilty after putting her hands on her former assistant and hitting her on the head with a telephone. Then in 2007, Naomi was convicted again after getting physical with her former housekeeper. However, she showed no regret and famously attended her community service wearing designer outfits, real fur, and a $300,000 Dolce & Gabbana gown. But it didn't take long before this arrogant attitude caught up with her again, and in June 2008, she was sentenced to 200 hours of community service for putting her hands on 2 police officers at London Heathrow Airport. But this still wasn't the end of her legal troubles. Less than 2 years later, a court in Italy gave Naomi a 6-month suspended prison sentence after she physically attacked a paparazzo who took pictures of her and her then-boyfriend, Russian oligarch Vladimir Doronin. Now, speaking of Naomi's connections to shady rich men, there's been a lot of speculation over the years that she might have helped some of these men commit serious crimes. Let's start with her friendship with former Liberian dictator Charles Taylor. In August 2010, Naomi had to testify in Taylor's war crimes trial and give evidence on blue diamonds she received from him in South Africa in 1997. She claimed that the diamonds were given to her as a gift by unknown men that she assumed were sent by Taylor. But see, the problem was that Naomi changed her story. She first claimed Taylor never gave her diamonds, and it was only after she was forced to testify under oath that she admitted she received precious stones from the dictator.
But Campbell denied the allegations to ABC News earlier this year, before storming out of the interview.
You received a diamond from Charles.
I didn't receive a diamond, and I'm not going to speak about that. Thank you very much.
But what she told ABC News was a lie. She did receive diamonds from Taylor, as she acknowledged under oath today, describing a bizarre middle-of-the-night scene outside her bedroom.
When I was sleeping, I had a knock at my door, and I opened my door, and 2 men were there and gave me a pouch and said, "A gift for you."
Now let's talk about Naomi's friendship with a different kind of criminal, Harvey Weinstein. In August 2019, the Daily Mail published a detailed report on Naomi's friendships with a hair-raising cast of characters, from Harvey Weinstein to Jeffrey Epstein and Kevin Spacey. As the Mail pointed out, Weinstein was often been pictured with Naomi prior to his arrest, and he attended her infamous week-long 40th birthday party in France. Weinstein's former driver later revealed that Weinstein nearly lost his life at the party when his gastric band failed and a surgeon had to be called. However, it's unclear what Weinstein was doing at the party when the incident happened. As for Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell, there's plenty of evidence of Naomi mingling with these two. In fact, unsealed documents from Maxwell's trial showed that NAMOMI took trips on Epstein's private jet. And then this picture went viral showing Virginia Roberts, the alleged victim of Epstein and Prince Andrew, on a yacht party for Naomi's 31st birthday. The photo also shows Ghislaine Maxwell in the background while Naomi is shown standing next to her then boyfriend, Italian businessman Flavio Briatore. When she was later questioned on her connection to Epstein, Naomi claimed her boyfriend introduced them at her birthday party, and she admitted seeing Epstein front row at multiple Victoria's Secret shows. However, she denied knowing anything about his crimes.
You were not aware of Epstein activities. Did you know who he was?
Yes, I knew him. I was introduced to him for my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend Flavio. He was always front and center at Victoria's Secret shows.
Did you suspect what he was doing?
No. And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, It sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else, because I've had my fair share of predators, and thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims. I can't, they're scarred for life.
But how come Naomi's name repeatedly gets brought up every time some high-profile man is exposed? Take Diddy, for example. It didn't take long after Cassie and then multiple other women accused Diddy of some seriously vile stuff that Naomi's name popped up. Naomi and Diddy have been close for decades, and they were even rumored to have dated back in 2001. However, Naomi now prefers to refer to Diddy as her brother. But get this, when all those allegations about Diddy surfaced, Naomi quickly deleted this photo of her with Diddy and Janet Jackson from her Instagram. And according to Page 6, this photo was taken just days before Cassie filed her lawsuit and Naomi partied with Diddy in London to celebrate his 54th birthday and the release of his new album. So we're not sure why Naomi bothered to delete this photo when the internet is flooded with many other photos of her and Diddy, partying, attending red carpet events, and even traveling together. Not just that, but there's also a lot of evidence of Naomi being friends with Diddy while he was dating Cassie. And then on top of all this, Kenyan comedian Elsa Majimbo recently stirred the pot by sharing her story of how she met Naomi when she was 19 and how Naomi took her on a luxury vacation.
Naomi was coming to Nairobi to do some shopping. She was on holiday but on a remote place, so she was in Nairobi doing shopping, and I texted her and she told me she's in Nairobi, so I was so excited to meet her. She was the first celebrity I was ever going to meet, and as we're shopping she's like, oh, the plane that's taking us back actually has a couple more seats. Do you and your brother want to join us on holiday? Hell yes! So we go on vacation. We had like a very nice vacation. Naomi took care of me the whole entire time.
According to Elsa, one day Naomi suggested they should do a documentary about her life in Kenya, and Elsa agreed. Naomi then introduced her to some Hollywood people. However, Elsa was a little confused when one of these people made some strange comments about how Naomi told them she made Elsa.
And this one time we were on the beach, Naomi was like, oh, we should do a documentary, a film about you live in Kenya. And I was like, oh yeah, that's fantastic. She introduced me to a couple of people, and she was like, oh yeah, she told us like she made you and she built you and she made your career. And I was like, what? No, that's not what happened. And I was like, you mean like helped me and like promoted me? And she was like, no. Like what you have is because of her. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that didn't happen.
Now fast forward to March 2022 and Elsa dropped her short film at the Tribeca Film Festival, and that's when things took a turn. Naomi was enraged and even threatened to sue for the film's rights, even though Elsa's short film was a completely different idea from what Naomi suggested for the documentary.
The film was debuting at Tribeca Film Festival, and someone from Tribeca asked Naomi if she was coming, and Naomi thought the film was the film she had suggested to me on the beach about me leaving Kenya. So I was like, no, that's not what it's about. I tried explaining it to her, and then she was like, I'll sue you for the rights of this movie and I'll win, right? And she was like, this is the last time I'm speaking to you, have a nice life. And she hung up, which I was very saddened by the situation, right? But I was like, if that's how she truly feels, because I respect people's space. So I was like, if that's how she truly feels, fine, it's okay.
According to Elsa, after this incident, she started experiencing serious career setbacks, almost like someone was blackballing her.
Things started going very badly for me. Things started going haywire. And I didn't think it was, I thought it was because of the situation, let me not lie. But I was like, also it can be sure. So I was like, let me go. Because also having someone like Naomi Campbell not liking you in the industry.
Now, to be clear, Elsa didn't directly accuse Naomi of anything. However, fans on social media are saying there are some major red flags in her story, especially the way Naomi befriended her and took her on vacation, promising to help with her career. One fan said, I've been telling people Naomi's been a snake for years. Look at her circle and the people she's affiliated with. As they say, birds of a feather flock together. She's been at the center of so many disgusting scandals, and yet nobody seems to want to acknowledge it. I'm glad that Elsa has seen her for what it is, and I hope that she's safe and protected, and that she uses her newfound discernment when navigating through life, especially when it comes to who to trust and who not to trust. And another person added, I heard that Naomi Campbell is a handler allegedly. It's good that she told the public, just in case anything happens to her, they will know where to pinpoint first. But what's your take on Elsa's story? Do you think there's any connection between her story and Naomi's connection to all those shady men? Comment down below and then check.
Okay, so this was just 7 months ago when everybody was talking about this TikToker, Elsa, and she wasn't really accusing Naomi because yet again, this is why I say they go after people who doesn't quite understand what's going on around them. I won't say just young people, they go after older people too as well. And this is what they do. They try to be like, I want to help you with your career. I want to help you make money. I want you to be successful. And this is the lies that they tell you. And what did I said earlier? Your friends. What the girl said, birds flock together. You know that old saying. I might have pronounced it right, but yeah, your friends. View people, look at people who their friends are. And that would tell you what type of person they are. Speaking of friends, let's talk about Oprah. So there's a videos circulating about Oprah, and I'm gonna play it for you guys right now.
Getting exposed, I think we should also talk about Oprah. Oprah Winfrey? She's amazing. Unpopular opinion, but there's just something about her that doesn't sit right with me. Why?
I'm saying, as this case unfolds and the years go by and more men and more women are getting accused of doing things in Hollywood, more celebrities are coming up. I'm gonna say this, if Oprah wasn't, helping bringing the women and, wasn't being involved with these men's, parties or whatever they were doing, did she knew about it? I mean, there's no such thing as an innocent bystander, according to the law. If you see something, you report it. And that's why people are bringing up her name, Beyonce name, and I'll play a clip about somebody talking about Beyonce. This is why people are bringing up the name. If they knew something, they knew the abuse, the grapes that was going on, the SAs that was going on, and it just looked the other direction and couldn't help an innocent person. It shows like you didn't really care, long as you was buddy with these people because they were powerful. Your friends around you tell you who you really are. Somebody said here, you forgot to mention Epstein. She was on his flight list too. Allegedly, this is why Jeffrey Epstein, they said that he committed the S word, but some people said they don't think that's true. They think that somebody offed him so he can keep his mouth shut, because there was a lot of high figures, public high figures, and government officials that was going on that island. Just saying. Here's another video of them saying that Oprah's creepy relationship with perverted Harvey Weinstein, she protected him. So let me play this little clip here from you. This is from Sloan Hooks.
Has put Oprah on blast.
He seemingly suggested in the caption that Oprah knew the Hollywood producer was mistreating women.
He took hold of me and stood me in front of the mirror. And he's like touching me, rubbing me, and he's like, just relax.
And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment.
Oprah Winfrey will do anything to defend her powerful friends, even when her friends, like Harvey Weinstein, are complete monsters. She was there while he took advantage of hundreds of women. Harvey even used his friendship with Oprah to trap victims. But Oprah didn't stop it, and she sat on the sidelines and maybe even provided Harvey with additional victims. This is a sick situation and a twisted friendship. So let's get into it. Oprah Winfrey has built a reputation for herself, but it hasn't been able to withstand the test of time. And that's her own fault because her behavior does not align with what she preaches. And today I want to talk a little bit about Harvey Weinstein. I feel like that name is so triggering because he's essentially what kicked off the Me Too movement, because he's a sick man that Oprah, for whatever reason, continues to support. And it's because these two go way back in time. They've had a professional relationship that stretches back 2 decades. There are many photos of her kissing and hugging Harvey Weinstein at ceremonies and events.
So Rose McGowan has put Oprah on blast.
This is why they're telling you that this is a distraction. And I think it's because they don't want us to know what's going on out here. It's kind of funny how when it comes to human trafficking, oh, it's a distraction. Don't worry about it. Yeah, You should worry about it if you are the one that's poor, that's working class, that wants to have a successful life, that wants to try to do good in this world. People are going to use that against you to get you to do what they want. That's not a distraction. That can happen to you. That can happen to me, man or woman. Somebody can do something, make you do something against your will so you can be successful. And then if you want to get out of this and you don't want to do it no more, they beat you. They threaten you in your family life. Man, come on, man. Y'all see what's going on? Do y'all see what's going on? So speaking of distraction, Dr. Umar, he's been talking about it. He's one of the idiots that's talking about that this is a distraction. Where he said a while ago that I think not too long ago, like a week ago, this is distracting black people and we need to worry about the election. I know what's going on with the election. I've already talked about it. I'm not talking about it no more. It's a circus. It still is a circus. They using certain things to bait people in, like they always do black people. They're trying to bait black people to come and vote for certain sides. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Vote, like I state when I made these videos already at the beginning of the year. Vote for whoever you want. But let me tell you something. The United States is still gonna have the same problem. Okay, next topic. I've had somebody else came and told me, "Oh, Nia, but there's a war going on between Iran and Israel." I know all about it. You can't talk about that because YouTube blocks that type of content. Next, so let's go back to something that might happen to you if you're not protected. They want you to say, "Oh, this is a distraction." From what? From what? From people actually coming to persuade you, manipulate you into doing what they want, put you under the influence, and have you get SA'd? I think not. Let's play this clown's video.
The reason they did not arrest Puffy until recently, because they could have arrested him then, is they wanted to wait and save this for a time they needed to distract the black public away from something that they didn't need us getting involved in. The reason he got arrested now is because we're 6 weeks away from the presidential election and black America was tearing Kamala Harris's ass up looking for presidential accountability. They were all over Kamala Harris. She couldn't answer no questions. She didn't want to do no interviews. And so the power structure said, let's get him right now. We need something we can throw at black America. We know they're emotional. We know they care more about hip hop than anything else in their community. Okay, what can we throw black America to get them off of Kamala Harris's back? Let's throw them Puff. And if you notice, Art, ever since Kamala decided to seek the presidential nomination when Joe Biden stepped down, every conversation in black Twitter, black Facebook, black Instagram, black TikTok, black YouTube, everything has been about what? The presidential election. Trump, Kamala, Kamala, Trump. That's all we've been talking about until they arrested Puff. Now go on black Twitter. Now go on black Instagram. Now go on black YouTube. Nobody's talking about Kamala too much no more. Everybody's worried about Puff. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Distract black America away from the presidential election by throwing them the Puffy lynching so we can get Kamala to the finish line.
So, Dr. Umar, can I ask you a question? Is this a distraction from the school that you're supposed to build, I don't know, years ago?
The Saints, today's lecture is about Dr. Umar Johnson and not only him as an individual, but him as an archetype, meaning a particular type of figure common within the struggle of the African American. We're analyzing, is he good? Is he bad? What's going on with the school? As you'll notice in the thumbnail photo, I've had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Umar Johnson, and I know him well, as I do other figures such as Dr. Francis Cress Welsing and other folks who are fairly popular within the African American struggle, Minister Louis Farrakhan and others. We could go down that list another time, but first let's talk about this Dr. Umar Johnson. And the truth is, when you have leaders like Dr. Umar Johnson, I'm going to play a clip so that you can hear him in his own words. You find that, well, is he really inspiring you? Does he really believe in you, or is he deriding you for not giving him more and more of your money when really he's already shown you nearly nothing with what you have given him? So he wants you to trust him with more, even though he's not produced for you. You know, I don't know what kind of businessman that is. That's strange to me. Listen to the brother in his own words. And this is not to deride him. I think he's doing a good job to the best of his ability, but he's just not suited to lead Black people out of their current state.
Wow. So it's been 13 months. Wow.
Now, last time you were up here, we were talking about your school and the school that you own.
FDMG Academy. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. It's a bittersweet report, brothers, because let me make it real simple so y'all can understand this. We have two schools, right? They look across the street at one another. The Marcus Garvey building is the elementary school, and the Frederick Douglass building is much along.
Pause. My boy said we have two schools. He said we have two schools. How do you have two schools when in actual fact you have 0 schools? A school is an institution that provides education. You have 2 buildings, my dear boy. Get focused on the truth. You have 2 buildings, my dear boy. Schools give education. You have 2 buildings. That's the problem. Inaccuracy, which is akin to lying. Something that I always teach the saints: be accurate, speak in numbers when you can. He says we have 2 schools. No, my dear boy, you have 2 buildings that are currently inoperable, my dear boy.
Can you answer that question? Anybody who believes this, you're an idiot too as well. I'm sorry, you are. We all know what's going on with the election. Like I say, I've been talking about it. It's a circus. They just trying to use Black people, which he's not going to let you know. They're trying to use Black people votes just to get in the White House. That's on both sides, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. They're both trying to use Black people to get into the White House. And when they get there, let's see how much they're going to do. Let me ask you, what do you think they're going to do for the Black people? Y'all been saying this for years, that the election is the most important thing for the Black folks. I still see Black people still working harder than 10 times than other races to be more successful. I still see that to this day. Black people don't get no slack at all. We're still called, I actually said this on my channel years ago, and somebody came and told me, oh, you think you sound cocky. How do I sound cocky when I say I have to work 10 times more than you? But this white person came and tell me that I sound cocky because I have to work 10 times harder than they'd have to. This is the BS that they want you to think, that the Black people here have it easy in the United States. No, we don't. No, we don't. I don't get any help. Government assistant, I don't get any help. I've told y'all several times on this channel that my father have had government assistant. He's disabled. They're slowly taking it away from him. They're always trying to take more money off of his we call his Social Security check. They even lessen his food stamps for him. Not for me, for him. I don't get no help. I have to work. So for all these people out here talking about a distraction, this ain't no distraction. I know what's going on in America. I've talked about the rent going up high. Right now, if y'all don't know, the longshoremen are about to go on strike. I know all about that. I know about Iran fighting with Israel right now. Oh, I'm not distracted. I know what's going on out around here. So please don't come with this BS, Dr. Umar. Tell me about your school. When is it going to be open? Since we're talking about distractions. It's distracting me from your school. When is it going to be open? Answer that. Please don't hold y'all breath, because you will pass out. Also, I want to play all these memes that people's been showing. I think it's kind of funny how all of a sudden now all these memes are popping up all of a sudden, and people are joking and laughing and stuff like that. The fake woke people, the people who just, oh, I didn't know Diddy was doing this, so let me go make a joke about it. Like I said, my mom been telling me about p.diddy. I said it on my other videos that I made about him already. My mom been told me about p.diddy in the past. When I used to play his song when I was a teenager, she didn't like him. She told me the evil things that he did. Okay, this was years ago when I was a teenager. I'm now in my 30s. Okay, so I want people to understand that this been going on for years. Okay, just like the man has said earlier, that this been going on for over some decades. So now all of a sudden everybody's shocked. But let me play these little memes. Like I said, the memes are funny, but let's keep it real. Y'all were not making no memes until he got locked up because y'all didn't believe it. Okay, so let me play this.
Day to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Diddy, diddy, go away. RZA, it's another day. FBI says it's not okay. Diddy, diddy, go away. Diddy, diddy.
Huh, nice. The last one.
Use. Oh, that's not so much. So? I had no idea.
What's the problem? Please don't make me do that. This is the opportunity that you've been waiting for. You are now in the power position. You hold all the power in your ass. Yes, that's what we do. It's only a little bit in your ass. Nobody's gonna die. You know what you signed up for. What's the problem? Please don't make me.
Oh. What the?
No, I got 12 kids. I need this.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just had a baby. I'll take one. Can I have one? Yeah. No Diddy. Hey, Nick. What's up? How are... Oh.
Okay, so he made a skit too, and a lot of people are saying he needs to be careful. Everybody needs to be careful right now with these skits, especially the celebrities. Maybe I don't know, but we have not forget that you made a video with R. Kelly in the past, Nick.
Speaking of Gigolo, that featured R. Kelly.
Yes, it did.
And R. Kelly, before all the Hollywood accusations came out, R. Kelly was going through the
R.
ringer.
Kelly since born to the 90s days. And it's funny because I've gotten in plenty of trouble. I ain't in trouble because I don't really give a fuck. But people have came at me constantly for not disowning R. Kelly or making light of the situation.
How close are you guys?
Close enough. I respect R. Kelly as an artist tremendously.
Yeah, he's incredible.
I consider him a genius.
Yep.
I ain't talked to R. Kelly in years, but the last time, like I'm the type of person when somebody is down and they need help, I don't run the other way. I'm called like, dog, you good? You check? I know you might have done some fuck shit. I'm just calling and checking on your human right now. Like, and I've made those calls to him and say, like, if you need something, you need a prayer partner, you need somebody to help you get through this and meditate. I feel like I'm that guy. I never turn my back on nobody. I'm a solid individual. I don't care, and I'm gonna tell you how I came up with that concept, man. Like, I got family members, people that are near and dear to me, that have created some, and been a part of some heinous crimes, and my mind, like, when your brother, your uncle, your father, or any of those people have done something, do you turn your back on them? If your pops murdered somebody out of cold blood, your pops did something that, and they served their time or whatever it is, is that no longer your father? Is that no longer your uncle? If your uncle touched your cousin, how do you deal with that? This was my favorite uncle, but he fucked around and did something with my cousin?
Yeah, I don't think it'd be cool with my uncle after that.
That's your uncle, dog. That's the dog who he said he rocking with you.
Yeah, man.
I'm not gonna answer the question.
Can't rock with the child molesters.
We're not
homies anymore.
No, because
after
you know
that.
what? That's a sickness. That's a spirit.
Is it?
100%.
Is it? Or is it just sexual repression?
Even that, I believe that's a spirit. I believe perversion.
Are you just not? You know what I'm saying? Are you just not getting women your own age or of legal age.
Because I would. Are we talking about? Sometimes it's little boys. And if we want to go into Hollywood and all that stuff.
Once again, you know, sexual repression in the Catholic
Church. And that's what I choose to believe and how I believe that universe works. I believe there's dark spirits that come over people, and I think you could get that shit out of them.
Some people are into little kids. I think the bigger problem is that, you know, I think a lot of men, you know, are just sexually repressed and end up getting at kids because they're easy. You know what I'm saying? Which is really fucked up. And
that may be the R. Kelly syndrome of it all. Like, it's you don't have, like, you know, again, women are gods, and they're so sophisticated that they ain't gonna put up with some bullshit. So you might be able to. A woman who looks sophisticated but she's younger, she's gonna be easy for you to pop at than a grown ass woman who done been through some bullshit. So
and I mean, and you're but an 18-year-old always gonna be more impressed with you than a 30-year-old that's been around the block a few times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It just
but then it's like, where does that age lie too? Because right now to this day, a 16-year-old in Georgia, that's you can marry a 16-year-old. Yeah. To me, that's still too damn young.
Yeah, the South has some fucked up rules. When it
you know what I mean? Like, you can marry my 16-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
No, nigga, we got problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
real talk.
That's real talk. But that's the legal age of consent down there. So it's like, first of all, we got to look at our government. We got to look at beyond our government. We got to look at the history and the lineage that we built. When you go back to Greek times, Roman times, as much as I love African culture, there's time, like, they passing daughters off at 12, 13 years old. Like, the whole world is built on sexism. And it's a way bigger problem than racism.
Well, I've always wondered, what's really the difference between R. Kelly and Hugh Hefner?
R. Kelly, Hugh Hefner, Jerry Lee Lewis, like...
you know, who have these houses filled with women
that's
who,
what
who are down to be there. I don't feel like R. Kelly tied up any of these girls and forced them, you know, in his basement. Like, I just don't get that impression. It's R. fucking Kelly.
I think this, and you're tapping into something that's really important. It's the idea of fame.
Yeah.
So-called prosperity, you know, superficial prosperity. When you see a man who has power and money and can give you anything you want, you are going to be drawn to him. And you're like, even less, like, as much as I love Marvin Gaye, when you get down into the stories that, you know, the real stories about individuals like him and the age of his wife and the sexual repression that was going on in his story.
How old was his wife?
His wife was
young.
They say 16, but that, you know what I mean? But it might have been younger. You know what I mean? Like, when you do the research but again, this is a man who wrote Sexual Healing and Let's Get It On. And like these figures over the time, James Brown, the people that we look up to, is like, there's no difference. Like, are you gonna come at Bill Cosby and he met half of these chicks at the Playboy Mansion, but nobody mentions Hugh Hefner?
Yeah.
Like, and this is what this man is farming young girls, like letting them, growing them, shaping them, getting them, but we don't come at him.
Yeah.
And he's built an industry off of it.
Canon. So you might want to be careful because a lot of people are saying. They were saying when this skit had came out, a lot of people said people need to be careful around here making these little skits and stuff and laughing because there's more people that's gonna be in question besides Diddy. Just putting that out there. So let me go and play MC Shan, and then I'm also going to play Aubrey afterwards, and a person explaining about the lawyer talking about the 1,000 bottles and stuff like that. And Cat Williams' joke as well.
Shan is fed up with the Diddy jokes now that he's in jail.
One time for your mind, two times for your soul. You know I get opinionated. What's that hanging behind me? Your man should be trying to do a little exercise and shit. All of that does for my chair. That's a swinging chair, right? Let me tell you how all y'all is, right? All them f***ing jokes that y'all saying about Puffy right now, y'all already had that shit in your mind 3 years ago. But you waited for that to get up before you say some shit that would look popular. Before that, you rode that knowing that you didn't like nothing about this man, you didn't like what he was doing, you didn't like this, you didn't like this, but you was still steady f***ing Rolex. But now that up, everybody got something up to say about Puff. If I had something to say up about Puff, I'd have done the shit when a was out doing what the fuck he was doing. All right? This means to me that a lot of you
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
period. Because I would say what the I had to say what the only thing gonna get you in a fight. And don't want to get sued. None of that shit. Run up, motherfucker. Do your thing. Pop the shizzle in the head. About to sue you $30 million. You don't want to do that shit. Get out of here. I ain't gonna fight. I'm gonna let you and your man beat me the fuck up and take you for $30 million. Nigga. But I'm gonna say what the fuck I wanna say. But y'all niggas are so out here that now all of a sudden he's locked up. Everybody got jokes about Puffy. But when he was on top, you let that nigga slap drinks out your motherfucking hand. Fuck you, man. I'm getting tired of with y'all niggas on this planet, man. Y'all niggas be pussy like a motherfucker, my nigga. And y'all act like y'all thugs. Thugs ain't motherfucking real. Thugs is the first that started telling. Hoodlums. I come from the age of hoodlums. Hoodlums took their motherfucking time. We didn't rat on motherfuckers. And we did what the fuck we did. But you is she's a motherfucker nowadays. Straight the fuck out. It's your Uncle Shizzle. I just had to get it off my chest because all them jokes y'all making about that. If you was a real nigga, you would have stood in front of that nigga and said what the fuck you had to say regardless. Period.
This is non-mag TV. Be sure to go check him out. That's where I got this clip from. But this man made a lot of sense. You know, I like I said, the memes are funny. I enjoy them. But it's kind of funny now. There's so many memes now. All of a sudden, after this man locked up. Like I said, he said, you guys are punks. Y'all couldn't do these memes before he was out, but y'all had to wait till he got locked up. Whereas his victims came out and spoke out against him. They're not punks after all. They're brave. More brave than the people who's on here making all these memes. So I had to keep it real. I had to keep it 100. Like I said, all these little fake woke people now, they want to jump up and make memes and stuff off of it. But it is what it is. But let me play these other videos for you guys.
Lawyer just tried to explain why the man had 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his mansion, and this was the best he could come up with.
I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And, you know, this is...
Now, I would agree. Americans like to buy in bulk, but what is Diddy buying the Costco pallet? I mean, bulk items at Costco are like 2 things of lotion max. So if you have 1,000... Now, even Costco was so flabbergasted by the claim that they put out a statement saying that none of their US warehouses carry baby oil. And then his lawyer has the nerve to double down and say that most consensual adults probably do the same thing but just never say anything.
And, you know, this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do, you know?
Now, I'd agree. I think some consenting adults do some pretty crazy things behind the scenes, but no average consenting adult does anything as freaky as buying 1,000 bottles of baby oil. You can try to justify it all you want, but I think it's clear that Diddy was just an absolute freak. But that's my opinion. What do y'all think about this?
Because working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. My nizzle. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Because working for...
It ain't that much ass shit in the world. Everybody know that. P.diddy's dumbass lawyer said he probably got it at Costco. Costco hit right back. We don't even sell baby oil. They put the drugs in the baby oil. You thinking you getting a massage, bitch, you can't even get up. That's why God gave me eczema. I can't even use baby oil.
I want to thank you, Jesus, for your smallest of blessings. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm telling y'all the truth about me. I got one of the ashiest assholes ever to be seen in Hollywood.
Okay, so this is Choice TV. I'll put like his name up here somewhere so you guys can see it. Go check out the full video for yourself. But he talked about his kids, how his kids are going to be really impacted by this, which I believe. But there was a part in there that he talked about how these celebrities, you know, they're getting scared. Like I say already, they're trying to come back and say that, oh, these celebrities delete their tweets because of something else and they got hacked. Okay. Let me play this video for you guys. I really do had enough of this.
Trying to hold people's dreams in their hands, selling people a dream, and then crushing them when he got what he wanted. Diddy was known for being a very sneaky and conniving person, a shady business person, took a lot of people's masters. Diddy is known for throwing some luxurious parties in Los Angeles and in New York City. And look what happened. A lot of people who have gone to Diddy parties are now being looked at real funny by the general public. Many people like Issa Rae, Diggy Simmons, major people like Beyonce, Jay-Z, and tons of mainstream entertainers are now being accused of being associated with Diddy's freak-offs. Not by prosecutors per se, but by the general public. So now people are side-eyeing the entire entertainment industry on who saw things, who was associated with certain things, and who didn't turn a blind eye to certain things. Even people like Paris Hilton are being side-eyed. And what's even odd about this is people are literally lighting Kim Kardashian comment section the fuck up. Y'all should see Beyonce's comment section. It's horrible. Same thing with Jay-Z. Both of them have lost thousands of followers on social media, and people are grilling Beyonce in her comments, calling her all types of dummies and idiots, and she's going down, and her husband is next. Be careful who you enable, because when you enable people, you will inevitably take on their karma. When you see people doing outrageous things and things that make them look like a liability, best believe that you're going to get rained on as well. Just because they have a dark cloud over their head, that doesn't mean you're immune to self-accountability. A lot of people are trying their best to distance themselves from Diddy. And it's even so bad to the point where a lot of people have even gone as far as unfollowing Diddy. And you even have artists like Pink and Usher and a lot of other entertainers who are deleting thousands of their tweets because they're probably nervous that they're going to get linked to this stuff. Now, some people think that there's going to be a crazy Jeffrey Epstein list of people that are going to be dragged to Diddy's nonsense, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. But I do know that Diddy's going to be exposing a lot of powerful figures, such as a lot of people who work in politics, a lot of people who are media moguls, and a lot of people who work in the music industry. There are going to be people going to be sucked into this because Diddy did document a lot of the things that he did.
Lord have mercy, Ray J. I'm so sorry. I don't know why Ray J went on there and did this interview. He looked like he's holding back something. If y'all did not know, go check out the rest of this video. But yeah, that Ray J interview has been going all over social media. If y'all have not seen, I don't know where y'all been at, but I have discussed this with my family and friends. That Ray J interview, it was so hard. I kept looking at his face. He's hiding something. He's hiding something. A lot of these people are hiding things. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. They're calling this a distraction. They're calling all of this a distraction. Very interesting. That's what I've been hearing. Very interesting. Because you know why? This involves what? High public figures. That's government officials, celebrities, A-list celebrities. So, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know who's going to get exposed. But I do know that there's 120 accusers. I do know that. We have heard their stories. We have heard what's going on with them. Their videos are out there. I advise you to go do your research and go look up. I always tell people on my channel to go look up. The reason why I made this video, I was very upset with the whole thing of this is a distraction. This is not a distraction. Anytime when I hear things about someone doing human trafficking, especially against minors, I take it very seriously. I take it very seriously. This is not a distraction. This is what they want you to think because they don't want you to protect your family. They don't want you to protect your family. Protect your family, protect your friends, and I mean everybody, not just your daughters and your little sons. No, everybody. Everybody who's grown, disabled, who needs money, who needs help. Protect your family. Make sure that they're doing good. There are a lot of evil people out here, and they want to manipulate you to get whatever they can from you, and you might be a victim like these people here are. I'm just saying, I take this, like I said, I take this conversation very seriously. I don't play around with it. So protect your family and friends. That's what I want to put the message out there. Don't let people tell you that this is a distraction. They want to tell you that so you can feel at ease and you know, and be and be and be at ease and make it seem like there's nothing going on, that this is all a conspiracy. This is not a conspiracy. This is happening in the United States, around the globe. And we do not take it very seriously. And I've said this before, and I made this video so many times. And a lot of people don't take this very seriously. But please, please, please take this very seriously, that people will manipulate you through auditions. I've talked about this several times on this channel. People have told me when I will go in, when I was trying to get in entertainment, oh, you can go stay with someone. I'm like, I'm not gonna go stay with anybody. Hell no, I'm not doing that. They want you to come and go to other certain places. Protect your families. That's all I gotta say. This is how it happens. They're very manipulative people. They come off dressed in sheep clothes, but they're a wolf underneath that. But let me know what you think down below in the comment area. But Astronauts, see y'all later. Peace.
Fendi and Adana, Karen, they be sharing all their money, got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they love my ass and 7 G's to religion. I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. My humps, they got you. Got you, they got you. They got you, they got you.